Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Maybe I should host today.
I am Animated Mel. We have Chris James in the building. We also have Stephen Michael in the building.
Yeah, buddy.
And we are on the episode 31st, episode 31 of the Application of Knowledge podcast.
Wow. It's one of them days, people.
Oh, it's definitely one of them days.
Why you look at me like that?
Oh, you right.
I mean, what? Yeah.
I think he's looking at you like that because you said it.
Yeah, because you said. Yeah,
No. We're on the same team.
Okay.
Yeah.
He trying to get us.
He think he's slick.
Okay.
Look at him. He's the key manipulator.
The king manipulator.
Oh my God.
King manipulator.
I'm not Animated Mel. I'm Chris James, and I do what I want.
Manipulation master.
The manipulation man. But yeah, man. How was the week for you all?
Hey, man. First of all, I just want to, while we're on camera, I just want to say thank you, Mel.
Me?
Yeah, because
You're welcome.
so my daughter's birthday was yesterday. You guys remember Emma?
I don't want to do that. But I appreciate it. I don't want to do that.
What? I just want to.
Yeah. I got you, man.
Continue, Steven.
I'm bashful.
I
appreciate it, man.
And
I'm
when
grateful, man.
and when she was here.
I appreciate it.
Okay, let me tell my story. It's not long. When she was here, you guys, she really bonded with you, and she, she considers you a friend. She talks about you. She asks about you. And, you know what I mean? I know you got her birthday present, and she had her party. She had a little dance party, and then yesterday was her actual birthday, and then they went to a street fair and just hung out with her friends all day. And for 2 days straight, this girl has been making bracelets for everybody. So I just want to say thank you, because that was a really thoughtful gift, and she really appreciated it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Stephen.
Wow.
What? you don't like
I'm working on it.
Okay.
You've been working on it for a very long time.
Well, that's good, man. Humble. Confident man, not arrogant. Humble.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this got awkward.
Did that get awkward? Yeah, man. We just
What is going on?
we enjoying the weekend. I told you I didn't want to do this, man.
Okay. Well, other than that, my week has been fantastic. I've been working, and but other than that, it's been good, man. Chris?
All things are possible.
What?
What is this, a commercial?
I don't even know what's I don't know what's happening.
How are you doing, Chris?
All things are possible.
What? Okay.
Okay.
I'm getting it done, man.
All right. Moving right along.
Alrighty. Okay.
Mel?
My week is pleasant.
Okay. Anything new and interesting?
Pleasant and pleasurable.
My week has been pleasant. It has been a very testing week. It has been a very
Week or day?
week.
Okay.
Ask about the week, right?
I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
Oh, what you say? Why would you say a day though?
I don't
Why
know.
would it be a day? If I
Today's been an interesting day.
Oh, today has. For sure today has.
Has it been that interesting?
Like, man, hey, like people are disrespect. Hey, people are low key disrespectful out here, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but just in general, like people are just low key disrespectful for no reason. You know what I mean? It's like if there was an issue that was happening and it was addressed, let's just say months ago. Let's just say months ago. Let's just say it was addressed months ago. You would think that it would get better. Like, whatever the issue may be, you would think that it'd get better. But it has consistently gotten worse. What do you do? How do you fix that? How do you change that?
Pivot.
Pivot.
Yeah. So if you have an issue that has been addressed and it hasn't changed, then you have two options. You remove the issue, or which really isn't really an option, and then you pivot. Right. So then you completely change the scenario to try to get a better outcome, right? Because if you're asking someone to do something different or you address something and it doesn't change and you can't really change the scenario, well then how can we change the environment and put maybe put that person in a better situation so that way it just naturally changes.
That's good advice.
Yeah, but what if this person's like very charming
and manipulative?
And manipulative. And so when you talk to this individual, you just be like, okay, I get it.
Hey man, you gotta stand your ground, man. You got boundaries.
But this happens every
Florida.
time, and you always be like, okay. All the time.
It's Florida, stand your ground.
You gotta stand your ground. This might be an abusive relationship. You got.
Woo, man, yeah. Hey, it's wild out there. Hey, but y'all out there, whoever going through that, hey, keep your head up.
Hey man, whoever's going through that,
Yeah,
keep your head up.
Make sure you guys
gonna be all right.
keep it tight. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Stay squared away.
Get it right. Get it tight.
Get it right. Get it tight.
Get it right.
Yeah, man.
Get it right.
Okay, all right.
I was about to ask y'all a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if y'all know, and I assume not. So I just want to get your initial reaction. But did you guys know that the FBI raided Trump's house?
No.
Shout out to Donald Trump. What's good?
Chris, you didn't know at all.
He got them bombs.
No.
He got them codes.
They didn't find nothing. Trump doesn't know. He ain't got nothing.
He got them codes.
You know how many houses he has? Which house?
They
Florida. Right?
They raided his house with not just FBI agent knocking on the door with a warrant, like an FBI team, 30 plus agents, and they came basically looking for confidential documents that he was privy to, of course, when he was president. But then, as he left the presidency, some of that information may no longer he'd be allowed to have, even though he's still a former president.
No, he's still a president.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has a Secret Service team, which is why, how did the FBI raid? This doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But I mean, the Secret Service doesn't. I mean, they're still allowed to come in. It's the law. So
he has his own Secret Service.
Yes.
Have,
So how did the FBI raid him and he has a Secret Service team?
I mean,
That doesn't make sense.
so it doesn't.
Okay.
Here's the issue. The issue is that they basically, when he left the office, there were all these boxes of information, just boxes that you take with you when you move out of a house, right? They said that you only get 6 hours to move out. When they go president to president, you get 6 hours. That's it.
Because he doesn't know when he has to move out.
Well, yeah, he's not packing up anything himself either, right?
they
So
have 6 hours to move out.
that's basically what they said.
After they
on the day.
Okay.
So on that day, whatever that day is, January 1st or whatever, 21st, whatever it is, that day, one person moves out, other person moves in. It's seamless.
Damn. So they have to be preparing prior.
Yeah. So they know. And basically it was like the national historical, not museum, but the national historical registrar, basically the people that paperwork. They're basically librarians. And there's basically paperwork. They're like, he shouldn't have this, and we're not sure if he does have it, yada, yada, yada. So throughout the last year and a half, the entire time, or to almost 2 years, they have been working with him and his team, basically just to make sure they have all their documents that they need. There's been 9 or 10 boxes that they've gotten back from him that they're just whatever, this paperwork, and he has been working with them this whole time. And then after a while, it's been almost 2 years, he's basically like, bro, I'm done with this. I'm done. You guys keep messing with me. Just leave me alone. And I guess apparently they subpoenaed him to come in to have a conversation. He didn't go. So that's why they raided his house.
So he's already been investigated or given them papers or whatever.
Yeah.
And this just has been a consistent thing that they've done since he's got out of office.
Yes.
So what they did isn't anything that different than what they've already done. It's just this time he refused.
Yeah, he basically was just like, listen, this is getting ridiculous. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then that's when they just went in and said, nah, man, you got some stuff. So initially they said that
you got something.
they initially said that they recovered a letter from Kim Jong-un, which, he's a political, it's a letter, right? So, I mean, they didn't say what was in it. A letter from Obama and a dinner menu.
What?
Yeah, so that was like on the list of what they recovered. But then they said, oh, we took 10 boxes. But then here's the kicker. So when the FBI showed up, they, allegedly, Trump's legal team was not allowed to keep the warrant. They weren't allowed to be on the premise when they searched the home. And they were told to turn off the cameras in Mar-a-Lago.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So then, of course, so everyone's like, so we don't know if they're planting stuff. We don't know what they're taking. We don't know what's happening. They broke into a safe. So he had safe. They broke into it. Apparently there was nothing in it, but they broke into it. They went through Melania's closet, which is a big thing. Like, they went through all of her stuff. They went through her clothes. They were in there for 9 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So this is historical because this has never happened to a president before.
No, of course not. We
So,
never had a president like Trump.
No one's ever done this, and and nothing's come of it yet. But I just wanted you guys' initial reaction.
I've heard about
Okay.
it, but I didn't go into the deep details about it.
Yeah.
But that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Like the strip. They're basically like, what are they expecting to find?
I mean, they're talking about the nuclear launch codes he might have had, or just information that he would be privy to, but you have like confidential, secret, top secret. You have all these levels of security, and in certain places, you're not supposed to have it in certain areas. So what they're doing is they're trying to like charge him under a let's call it the Espionage Act. Which no one has ever been charged under this before. There's like been a couple people, but it's basically saying you don't actually have to do anything, but you may have information that you would be okay to have. But if you have it in an area that it's not supposed to be in, then you could be charged with something under this Espionage Act. They're reaching.
What I think they're trying to do is to find something to put against him so he doesn't run for president in the next election.
Right.
In 20.
That's what I believe too.
This is like that's why they want to try to impeach him and do all this stuff and set up.
Because people want Trump to come back.
Oh my God.
Hey, bring him.
People want Trump back.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. I think the whole thing is just entertainment. But dudes from the hood, get Biden out of there. Bring Trump back.
Bro, Biden, he got it.
Who's running against Trump? What name is running? Like, who's gonna beat Trump?
Ron DeSantis.
Nope.
Florida.
That's the dude from Florida.
Yeah. Governor of Florida.
He could.
That's the only person.
That's the only person.
Yeah.
And they're both
Republicans.
So then that becomes a problem.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you have the Republican Party is split because you have some Republicans that are like, well, Trump has a history. Like the Democrats they're fighting tooth and nail not to get Trump. DeSantis would be a really good candidate,
right?
Like,
but not running against it's a problem.
It's a problem. So
I mean, if he doesn't win this election, he could probably take it.
He could. Yeah, I mean, but regardless, the boy in blue got to go.
Biden.
Yeah, he gotta go,
obviously
man.
The Democrats are on a downward spiral.
Bruh,
People are finally starting to realize.
They're all jumping ship.
Yeah.
Even the Democratic Party are, normally they don't say that they're going to run. Nobody really runs against the president, the sitting president. The party just gets behind him, right? Because they don't want to lose, their majority. But you already have Democrats like, nah, man, I think I'm gonna run. So you have their own team is rooting against you.
You can't feel his presence.
Right.
Like he doesn't. Joe Biden, his presence as a president, it's like he's not really there.
I don't know him to be a president.
I mean, obviously we know being in the president, you're basically the puppet, but he literally feels like just the epitome of what we shouldn't be: falling asleep and meeting like meetings about the world, farting in people's faces, and I'm just like y'all go from Donald Trump that everyone is hating into this old man that's not doing anything and making us look so horrible. And I mean, I get like every presidency it's always going to be some kind of shady or some kind of shade thrown towards them, and because no one's going to agree on absolutely everything, but some things are blatant and some things are obvious. It was funny because we got into a discussion weeks ago or talking about the presidency of how most Democratic parties, they are for the black community, but they have consistently done nothing for it.
I'm about to say, what you mean they're for us?
But
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the way they explain it to us, and so we're just naturally gravitating towards that direction. And I want to challenge the people out
Go ahead,
there.
issue a challenge.
I challenge you
Be careful with your challenge
It's
now. Don't get us
to-
canceled.
to look at look at the things that you're believing or the things that you've been taught, because originally I didn't necessarily have a political view, and I necessarily still don't have a political view, but if I'm in the political realm and I'm into it, I'm into rights and voting rights and all this stuff. If this is what you're into, and you think about the policies that are actually beneficial towards you, would you choose a system or a function that is geared towards you having control of your life, or would you prefer it to allow a system to dictate what you want to do with your life? And what I will also challenge people to do is, instead of looking at laws or I guess preferences on the Democratic side and conservative side, just look at the views without the labels and see which ones that you gravitate towards more. Because a lot of people, regardless of what it may be, they always gravitate towards what they've been raised to believe.
Yeah.
It's almost like religion.
Yeah.
You're typically gonna be whatever your mom, dad, grandparents were.
Right.
So being able to think outside of what you've been raised to believe and just don't have a biased mindset. If you get rid of those labels and just look at the information that's provided, read this box of information. Does this resonate with you? Read this box of information. Does this resonate with you? Simple as that.
Yeah.
And then if you resonate towards whatever and it happens to be conservative, then that's what it is. And I guarantee, if people who lived in the hood or in these black communities, if they actually looked at the laws or the things that these people have been saying, the presidents have been saying, versus what's actually happening, just simply look at it. Just simply look at it, and I guarantee that what you think is in your best interest is actually something that you should be against. But a lot of people, when it comes to obviously religion or politics, people get in their feelings because they think this is the right way for me, instead of thinking, okay, maybe there's a better option. There's more than one way to do anything. Find something that resonates with you versus what's being told should resonate with you, because that's our narrative that's constantly being painted. And it's really eye-opening when you see it, and you realize even more that it's all a freaking game. You realize even more that it's all a freaking game. But if you look at the side that they're saying is rooting for you or is having your back and your support, like it's a fallacy. It's all a fallacy, man. So that is the challenge I would like to issue to anyone out there. Anyone out there, especially people who come from the hood and people who think that the liberal and democratic side is for you. And then I'm not like rooting for the conservative side either. This is not a campaign for that.
You definitely lean conservative.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, if I was in the political party in this field, I would be in the conservative side.
Hey man, I'm gonna just say straight up. I just told somebody the other day because I just got a thing in the mail from the what's it called, the voters registration thing, and they were just like, "Hey, just want to check. Are you still Democrat or are you still what's up?
What?
Like, just want to make sure you can register here, yada yada yada." And then I said, "Hey man, you know what? I'm about to go ahead and change my party affiliation, man. I'm straight up. I am no longer a Democrat. I'm a Republican.
I haven't voted or
I didn't say I was gonna vote.
I'm just saying I haven't voted or been interested in politics in probably a good decade or more.
John Kerry?
No, the first Obama election was the last. That was
You didn't.
I didn't vote the second. Yeah, the first one was the last time I voted.
I worked those polls for John Kerry.
Working the polls.
Oh, speaking of, great segue. I worked those polls because we were in Ohio when we were in Cincinnati, and I was out on the streets working the polls for trying to get John Kerry elected, and he lost to Bush. But Bush, man, he gave me some. I was on unemployment. He gave me bread.
Bush.
I ain't mad at. I ain't mad
gave
at
us
Bush.
a lot of unemployment.
I ain't mad at Bush.
Obama gave us some unemployment too.
Did he? I wasn't on unemployment at that time.
Nah,
this years ago. This is college.
We got a nice little wave right before we got out.
It was so perfect because my unemployment was running out, and then Bush said, "Oh, you know what? We're struggling right now. Let me hit y'all with another extension. I got like another year and a half extension, and he increased it like $50. I was what?
Balling.
Man, listen.
$500 a week or
It was
whatever?
$550.
$550 a week?
$550 a week.
A week. Unemployment.
Tax. That's after tax. So
that was after
because they
tax.
only take out $25. It's unemployment.
Oh no, I never had tax taken out.
Oh, well, I did. So because you'd have to technically pay tax on it. No. Yeah. So I was getting. So imagine it's getting $1,100 every 2 weeks. Your paycheck. That's like $35,000 or something a year.
Oh, I would have been.
For just a person. Now, of course, just remember where I'm at. I'm staying. I'm back at home. You know what I mean? We're not. Oh no, we had an apartment as well.
There's really good benefits to that, though.
Man, and this is years ago. So
This is 2008.
Yeah.
2000.
So $550 today is not $550 as it was then. We were balling. We went on vacations.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
We was having a good old time.
Had the knowledge that we had
right
now back then.
Yeah, I would have done some different things, but I enjoyed that part of my life.
What's some ratchet that you did with that your welfare check?
Oh,
I was
wow.
wow.
Is that welfare?
No.
Unemployment.
My bad.
These are benefits
My bad.
that I got
was trying to
from
be
working
funny.
all those years. I lost my job legitimately. Actually, we got screwed by a company that screwed us. This is 2020. Lost my job, and they were we were making a lot of money. So your benefit is based upon the amount of money that you're making and the amount of taxes you paid on that money. So because I was making so much, I got the state maximum, right, for unemployment. So it wasn't, you try to play me like it was welfare, like Social Security.
I just missed the word. I switched the word.
But probably I don't know about ratchet.
I mean, just get something.
But one thing that we did, me and Chris, we went to.
Put you in it.
Well, he was with me. So we went to Florida, Panama, and I during that time we I think did we both lose our phones or at that bubble at that phone party or my phone broke
because a phone party,
bro. We got it. So we never been down there. This is years ago. So the internet and everything wasn't what it was now. So we got a hotel that was like, cause we tried to find something where there was like cheaper, so not on the strip for spring break. Yeah. So not like right on the beach, but we were like right outside of the beach, and you had to cross this bridge, so it was like cheap. And it was not a nice hotel. And every day we went down to the beach, we had to go over this bridge or whatever. But whatever. And I mean, literally, it was just spring breakers that people were drinking. I mean, there were dollar drinks, 50-cent drinks. We went to this. We had sidekicks back then. You hit them things, Jones open, and we went to this foam party, and they gave us plastic bags. Like, you guys are gonna need these. I'm drunk. I am like, why do I need a plastic bag? Like, I don't need this. Like, didn't even think about it. In the club, like, I'm just standing there, and there's these things standing up that look like speakers, like big black speakers, and I'm just like, I'm in there, I'm lit, I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying? We just rocking. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, are you guys ready? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, are you sure you're ready? And then literally I'm under this speaker.
That's loud.
And then this foam just starts pouring out. I'm instantly covered head to toe. Instantly drenched. I'm like, what is going on? I'm confused. And then I realized, oh, it's foam. By the time I realized it, literally the whole club is foam. Like, I don't pay attention to my phone or whatever. I take my phone at the end of the night. It's just dead. It died. It was wet.
The foam got in there and got in the circuit board.
Just killed everything. So I was supposed to put my phone in the plastic bag they gave me, but I, in my drunk stupor, didn't realize it.
Like, fuck these trash
Did you
bags.
break your phone? You sure? Okay.
What'd you do with your
No,
phone?
we found a whole bunch of phones on the way.
We found phones.
People just threw their phones on the floor.
because the phone party killed them.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
There weren't phones now. I go on my iPhone, it'd be good, right? But now you have phones that can withstand water and all that and go underwater. These phones couldn't. They get touched. You put that thing in rice, and if you don't, it's over. So that was probably the most ratchet thing I did.
It was $25 both way every time we went across that bridge. So we would have to pay $50 every day just to go there and come back.
Yeah.
It was destroying.
We were like, next time we come down, we're just gonna pay to stay on the beach or whatever. But and Panama was a disgusting city. Do you remember like the actual city itself was just dirty?
Is that where you got that cup at? The purple?
You got a cup from Panama?
I thought I saw a purple cup.
No, I think one of my friends went and gave me something.
It looked like it just looked old and like, you know how seawater just wears things down and they have hurricanes and it doesn't look like they just kept up with things.
Yeah.
The tourist area or the spring break area was nice, but the actual city of Panama
city looked a little run down.
was run down. But
you want to get to your poll?
But now, since we want to segue, because we were talking about John Kerry, and I was working the polls. Go ahead, give him a.
We got Stephen Michael working the poll.
Okay, I like that. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
So this is a segment where I go through a poll or two of my Instagram. Let me figure out how to get this Boston. So there was a video. Oh, let me start with this. So there was a video that I saw, and in this video there was some interesting statistics. Right, love stats. So the statistic is a man who is 5 feet 6 inches tall. Let me start from the beginning. There was a research study that was done by the University of Chicago. So this is a legit thing, right? And what they did was, during this research, they found that a man who is 5 feet 6 inches tall needs to earn an additional. All right, you ready for this number? $175,000 per year to be as desirable as a man who is about 6 feet tall.
That's very expensive.
So if you are 5'6", you would have to earn an additional $175,000 for you to be desirable as a man who basically earns the same income at 6 feet tall.
They should get surgery to get taller, and they can save money.
It'd probably be cheaper to have the surgery.
It probably.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's the reason why Kevin Hart makes so much.
I mean,
well,
he needs to be desirable.
Yeah,
but his height goes against him, right? Second part of this. So conversely, a man that is 6'2",
I'm 6'3",
can afford to earn $30,000 less
okay,
than a man that is just shy of 6 foot.
Okay, yeah, man, we out here.
So if you have two men that are making $50,000 a year, right? Let's say you have two men that are making $50,000 a year. It's about median American average, male average, median, higher and lower. If the man is 5'6", he needs to then make $215,000 or whatever.
Almost $250,000.
Right.
Okay, how do they come up with this?
I mean, I didn't research the research, but this was the.
He didn't research the research.
This
Chris.
was the. These were the
So
findings
these are just,
of the study.
These are just memes we're looking at now.
It's not a meme. It's a
Who researched it, Steven?
the University of Chicago.
Okay, but what did they research?
What
What did they look for?
I don't know. Mel, I don't know what they were actually researching.
Because I would
but
like
one
to
of the
know.
things that they found, because people want to know this stuff. This is very interesting information because we've heard all the time that women
I don't
love
think
tall
that's
men.
true.
Okay,
I don't
you
think that's true.
Okay.
I mean, not to say that it can't be concrete, but
What
I
is
don't
it? The
know.
175.
I just don't know what they're basing it off of. Because
I mean, have conversations. If you
but
ask
there's-
enough people,
But I don't. I get it. I get what they're saying because you're at a disadvantage when you're shorter. But I know short people who got game.
you missed it. Desirable. It's not about who. It's not about the result. Who gets more girls or who doesn't. It's simply desire. So women
But how
looking at men.
How do you? I guess.
You just ask them, what do you like?
No. How do you gauge that?
How do you gauge desire?
No. How do you gauge how much money someone needs to make based on someone's
You'd ask
desire?
women.
You ask women.
You say, hey, if so it's like one of them scenarios. Let's say you had to date a guy that was 5'6", because every woman's gonna say they want a tall man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to date a guy who's 5'6". How much would he have to make for you to be okay with that? And then they're gonna say, $215,000 is the only way I'd be okay.
Yep. And then you ask enough of them, and then you get a median number.
I don't think that's real.
What
Like,
part about
them-
it is not
no,
real?
I don't think that's real that them saying that is an actual thing because they can say $215,000 this person has to make, but if that guy made $100,000 and made her feel or give her a particular lifestyle, they would be okay with that, and they wouldn't necessarily have to make that amount.
You're correct. You're correct. But that's not what this is about.
I know.
This
I understand this stuff.
There's
I don't
one
know
word.
what they're basing it on. I mean, I do understand the. So I mean, I don't necessarily. I'm going to say this is factual. I don't know who research. What are they researching? What are they researching?
No, it's not saying that men have to make this much money in order for them to get girls.
I'm
if they're
standing up
shorter.
for you 5'6" people out there. I
is-
got y'all back.
Yeah, he does.
what I mean?
And you're not wrong. And it's not saying that shorter men can't get girls because we see that most men are shorter. I mean, we're talking about us, right? But I mean, the average height for the men is 5'10". So
In America or in the world?
So I think we did this before.
Yeah,
This is
it's
America.
5'10" in America. In the world, it's shorter because then you have to add in Asia. It is what it is. I mean, But what it is it's measuring desire. So it's not saying that these women would not date these men, but that's not their preference. That's not what they desire. You know what I'm saying? So
Also,
in order for them to get to the same level of desire or to get the women's juices going, they have to make a lot more money based upon the responses that they're given.
Also, it's important to note that women will say one thing and do something completely different.
True.
So, I mean,
So with that being said, I polled my Instagram.
Okay.
And I wanted to see
On the poll, Stephen Michael.
what they
Wow,
said and kind of where we came in. Let me see.
A healthy alternative.
Okay. So I had a nice little nice array of people do this poll. Not everyone voted, but it was almost 100 people.
that's a nice poll.
So here are the options.
Okay, let's
So
do it.
I posted the video. Here are the options.
Let's do it.
Right. You had to pick one of the three options. Number 1, 6 foot, muscular, handsome, swaggy, makes $45,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm making,
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm making all that. I mean, well,
Okay. 5'5", not attractive, but he's very loyal, and he makes $100,000 a year.
5'5", very attractive.
Not attractive.
Not attractive? So
You gave him a double
He's
whammy.
short, and
He's
he doesn't
short
look
and
good.
he hit?
But
So he's like a troll.
he's extremely loyal.
Wow. No.
And he makes $100,000 a year. Over 100,000.
Okay.
100 plus is what it said. Okay.
Okay.
The last one, 6'4", muscles,
Okay.
no car,
Uh-huh.
$25K a year.
Nah, ain't nobody fucking with that.
Bomb D.
Oh, hold on.
well,
Added a curveball.
So a little curveball in there, right?
Curveball.
So what do you want to start from the top down or we're gonna start from the bottom up. So the least
Most desirable man.
The least most desirable man was 6'4" with muscles, right? Which those aren't the kickers. Those are good. No car.
Yeah.
25,000.
I mean, if you're living in Texas, you're gonna need a car.
No, because you can live in New York and not need a car, or even Cincinnati.
But you can't make it with 25K. Not New York.
No, but you can make it in Cincinnati.
With 25K?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
In this economy?
hey man,
I mean, I'm
25K?
inflation.
Hey, 25.
I'ma
25K is
tell-
like 600 every 2 weeks.
I'm gonna tell you right now that poll is capped.
My poll is capped.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What do you mean it's capped?
The least most desirable man is the man that all these women sleep with.
Always.
Like
Always.
the least
They have
most desirable man.
multiple kids with these
They have
type of
multiple
guys.
children with these dudes. Whenever I talk to a girl that has children, that's her ex. Every time. He didn't pay. I always had to pay for everything.
There's a reason I put it together like
He
this.
didn't have a car. It's capped. They're not being honest. But go ahead.
That's why I say
Right.
you gotta trust. Yeah, I mean,
But that's
you gotta
not.
see
But
what
when
the
you
source-
look at a poll and say, "Well, this is what I want," there's as you eloquently stated, there's a difference between what is desirable and what they will pick.
What they'll actually do. Mhm.
Right? So you gave them a pass earlier. You were on their side, and now they're capped because that's who they pick. That's what we see.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, he got nothing. I had people hit me up like, "This person is terrible." Like, yeah, but that's who.
But that's who y'all mess
picking.
with all the time.
Right. Number 2, 100K. 100K, 5'5", not attractive, loyal. Both of these were very low. Both of these had like no votes. But that was number 2. And then of course number 1. So this is kind of the best of all, right? 6 foot, muscular, handsome. He has swag, and he makes $45,000 a year. So, and then I had multiple people hit me up and just be like, none of these sound good. And I'm just like, well, what parts of them don't sound good? Like, why can you not, take one without the other? And, one girl in particular, I just talked to her right before I came, before we started. And, she just was like, I need somebody that's loyal, but, height was not really the thing. But he has to be attractive. I have to be attracted to him, like attracted to him. And I'm just like, we can't change.
No. There's a difference between someone being attractive and you being attracted to them.
Well, and I mean, yes, but I'm in this instance, I'm accepting that because he's not attractive. Doesn't mean he's ugly, but you don't like him physically. There's something about him you don't like, so he's not attractive to you. And she's just like, nah, I'm not gonna play the game.
I think that in our modern world, women want a dude that looks just as good as them. Like women don't understand.
First of all, pump your brakes on that. Looks as good as them when we're talking about fresh out of the shower, no makeup.
Oh my God, you're going too far. I'm saying you're doing it too much.
Oh, my bad.
I'm saying women want a very attractive man. They want a dude that's like.
Do women want a man who's attractive, or do they want a man who's financially abundant?
They want a man who's attractive.
But they will settle for a man who's financially abundant.
I mean, apparently, according to the poll, they won't.
I mean,
you gotta make a lot of money to make up for them looks.
There's not a lot of men that are financially abundant. That's not really a. That's
the thing,
not
right?
really an
That's
option for a lot of women.
This thing that what is it? 10% of men in America
Yes,
of total.
Yes, make 100,000.
More than 100,000.
More than 100,000.
10%.
10%.
10%. Like, and that includes all men. That's married men. That's men of different they're bisexual, they're homosexual. That's men. Period. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Mexican, 100,000 plus. So if you have 100 men, only 10 of them make 100,000. That means you have 90 other men who don't make $100,000. But that 100,000, it seems like such a number. Like, oh, it's 100,000. What do you mean? That's a hard number to get to. That's not an easy number to obtain. Can it be done? Absolutely. But it's not just an easy number.
It's hard to
obtain.
do with a job.
I'm just
saying. No, I'm just saying. I think if you remove the fact that you got to have a job, if you do it a different way, it becomes much easier.
I think that is it easier? Yes. Is it easy? No.
No, I'm not.
It's only still 10%.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm saying like it's infinitely easier when you have a business.
Yes. You can't. I mean, if you have a job, you have to. You got to make. Goodness.
My superintendents. I worked for a very large electrical company, and my superintendents were barely cracking 100. I mean, they would.
I'm surprised they're making that.
Maybe they would do 100 to 150.
150.
Maybe to 100 to 150 at the kind of the high end.
But you're also that's all okay. So
that was a major.
You're talking.
Right, that's big money.
Right, which a lot of people don't work in
no,
anymore.
And you're talking about we had one contract that was $90 million. Like we were bringing in enormous amounts of money. With government contracts, and these guys were barely cracking the 100K as a job.
Yeah, they fall in that 10%. So what is the average? I mean, I think literally the median income is 57,000 for
57
men.
for men.
Period.
Yeah,
and I think it's less for women.
It's 36.
36?
36,000 or 42.
I think it's 40 something. 56 seems, or 32 seems low.
36 is what it said.
Yeah, 36 seems low. It's probably cool. Anyway, but yeah, man. So there's this thought that okay, yeah, men just make money, and it's just like, we're all working in the same economy, and there's this stigma of this whole back and forth traditional man wanting a woman to stay home and da 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 da. But it's just like we have to look at the world now. If you look at the world and you look at men were traditionally the breadwinners, they were bringing home the bacon, so to speak. But if you have only the men who are getting all these jobs, then you're going to have more men that are able to work in these higher power or higher paying jobs. But now you have women who are as however they feel, women have just as much power in the world as men when it comes to jobs. And you have women that will get jobs just because they're women in higher positions. So you have women that have the ability to make just as much money as men, and they're also taking those jobs away from men also. So there's less higher paying jobs available for these men. So like we have to look at the world, and it's like the world has changed. The landscape has changed. If you have a pie, there's only a finite amount of pie there. If it's only us three eating this pie, well, we can all get 2 slices, right? Cut up in 6 slices, we all get 2 slices. Well, if you add 2 more people, right? It's like adding women to the mix now. Well, we can't all get the same slice of pie. I can't get 2 slices now. Now you get 2. Now you get 1. You get 1. I get 1, and they get 1. Right? So we're taking away from the total financial power that men had at one point because you have women that are in that mix now, and that's okay. But nobody's talking about that, right? Nobody looks at that. Like we have to look at the dynamics and adding women into the world in jobs, into the workforce. I'm totally for it. But you are also have to look at when you're taking away from the man's ability to make even more money because he can't get 2 jobs. Maybe he had to do 2 jobs before. He can't get 2 because they're not available, right? You're taking those things away. So in this world, it's like, nah, girl, I need you to work. It's not because I want you necessarily to, but everything is so expensive. We both got to make average salary, and we're still going to be under $100,000.
You really want both people making about $40,000 a year in order to be comfortable in middle class and be able to raise a child.
But people hear 40,000, I'm like, 40,000. It's like, well, I mean, if you see, a lot of times people don't realize what people are really making. people don't realize. What
Yeah,
people are really
everybody's lying.
Everyone's lying.
Everybody lies about how much they make.
Like people
you know?
think, like people are out here. They're buying fake Birkins. They're buying fake Gucci. They're flossing. They look good. Man, people are not making money like that.
They're paying $500 for their car note.
Oh my!
They don't
God.
have a house. They don't have any assets. They just look like
living at home.
you can tell how much money someone has by the type of house they have. That's usually a good indicator. Like if someone's staying in an apartment, unless it's like a luxury apartment or you know, it's kind of like a loft or something like that, you could typically tell. Obviously, there's people who aren't going to fit in there, but that's a good indicator. You can't tell by their car, you can't tell by their clothes, because all of that stuff can be fabricated.
Bro, I wear t-shirts. Man.
I know so many people who look like money and they go home to like almost the projects, like their apartment and you know where they live. People who have money don't live in places like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's frustrating.
I wonder. Hold on. Did y'all see that video with Trick Daddy and Lisa Raye?
No.
Okay. I wanted to get y'all opinions on it because it's literally in the same vein of what y'all were talking about. We don't have to watch. It's only like a 3-minute video, but.
That man is happy, able to go out there and get that money and come home and take care.
Let's see.
I feel like this. I feel like a woman and a man should not be together or stay together if the woman, if the woman ain't being a woman.
Okay.
Because a man could be a man or you really a woman is what am I saying. But I think the man's supposed to pay the bulk of the bills, take the bulk of the responsibility, and the women is supposed to make sure that man is happy, able to go out there and get that money and come home and take care of
Well, you
his
threw
family.
me off when you said the bulk of the bills.
I mean, like the mortgage, the shit you pay.
I mean, he paying the bills is what I'm saying.
Well, you gotta get something, Lisa Ray. You gotta get the light bill.
Giving them ass. What do you mean?
the water
Oh,
bill.
wow.
Yeah.
Right. But that's supposed to be, let's take it back biblically. Biblically, the man is supposed to be the provider and the king of the household. Now, the wife, the woman, is supposed to be the mother of the household. She takes care of the house. Now, we new millennial women, so that's a bonus that we get.
Okay,
that.
so
you
I'ma
gotta
tell
be
you-
evenly yoked. The
I'ma
hustle
tell-
gotta match the
I'm gonna
hustle.
tell you where it get off thrown when it get
You
thrown
pay
off
the
at.
mortgage. You can't ask me to pay the light bill because I pay the mortgage.
I'm gonna tell you where it
If
get
you a
thrown
boss,
off
you
at. I'm gonna
really
tell you where it
supposed to be
get thrown
doing
off
the damn
at.
thing. That's what I
When
say.
you're sick of me, you gonna
I
tell
should
me to
not
get
be
out.
sick of you because you're supposed to be doing
I
everything that you're
understand
supposed to be
that.
doing.
So why? So
which
let's
is
go
gonna
back.
make me do what I need
Let's
to
go
be
back
doing,
to the Bible.
which
Let's go
should
back
be a
right after the
pleasure.
Bible. Let's go back right after
I
the
think we
Bible.
need to go to commercial because I think I need to get you together.
No. Let's go back right after the Bible. Right after the Bible.
Okay?
Did your daddy pay for your wedding?
No.
See, that's where I f***ed up at right there.
My father was not living. That's why.
Okay, so
But it would have still been $1 million wedding. Believe that. Okay.
now here's the thing: the father is supposed to give their daughters away
Okay.
to the man, and the man is supposed to, at that point, take
Take on
care.
all the responsibility.
Okay.
And my father
Now, when we
was
do-
a king. And
Let him
I
finish.
was a princess. Right now.
She's just talking over
Nothing wrong
him.
with it.
Okay, so now
You don't
for
be
me to
stuck.
be
Come
paying,
on.
for me to be paying all the bills. Let's say I'm paying all the bills.
That just let me know that you weren't used to it, but okay.
Let's say I'm paying all the bills. No, that's the problem. I've paid all the bills for many of years.
So that's
This
what you feel the problem is. If you wouldn't have paid all the
I'm
bills,
paying
maybe you
all
could
the
have had a break.
bills. So I can't afford to be a cheater, can I?
I mean, here's the thing: is she doing what she's supposed to be doing?
There you go.
Then you shouldn't even want to be
There
a
you go.
cheater.
There you go.
Because I asked my men that I've dated throughout the years, before we get to that point, give me an opportunity to change it, to make a difference before you go down. Now, if you got a guy that just has wandering eyes, I mean, that's cool. Have a wandering eye. You can look all you want to. But give me that chance to say, hey, baby, something missing in our relationship that is making you want to do that. Because, see, I can be Becky, I can be Tanya, I can be Shaquita, and I can be Diamond.
Right.
You shouldn't have to go no place else to be seeing nobody else.
So in other words, the problem with men and women are this.
They want a variety.
First of all, they
You
being
wanna
really.
switch it up. You
First of
want
all,
some spice.
you have
You don't
to,
let the
you
spice
have to
go
be
down.
attracted to the person that
Well,
you
you should
plan
have
on
been
being.
there when you chose her and when she chose
And
you.
a lot of people not. A lot
I
of
don't
women these
understand
days.
that. I don't know nothing about that.
You have
man.
to be. I'm responsible for the men. You're responsible for the women.
I mean-
you got to get your women together.
My biggest issue.
Lisa Ray's single, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought so.
So that's number one.
I thought so.
My biggest issue is when she said, you know, when we're minor women, it's a bonus. Like, what is that? Like, what do you mean it's a bonus?
What's the bonus?
Right.
The money?
So because she was saying that no, this is supposed to be traditional, and you're supposed to be taking care of all the bills. And us now, we're just modern. Now, this is a bonus, which means the hustle matches the hustle, which is like, well, my money is a bonus. So you're telling me that because you can't tell a woman she can't work, can't tell a woman anything. I don't, go do your thing. No man is going to tell you have to. Well, some grown.
She can have a job.
Yeah.
Work hard, do all that stuff, but not pay any of the
right.
bills.
So you
fair?
You want to make, I don't know, $45,000-$50,000. At least where it makes more than that. But let's say $45,000-$50,000 a year. And let's say I make the same thing, right? We're about the same. Yeah. I pay the mortgage, I pay for the cars, I pay for the insurance, I pay the light bill, I pay everything. And then what did we do with your money? That's not just
what do we do with your money?
Right. So right. So she didn't touch that at all. Like what do we do with your money? Because you'll hear sometimes women say, "Well, that's our fun money, that's vacation money." What kind of vacation are we going on to where we can spend that much money on a vacation? I'm out here basically killing myself to pay all these bills. Like, nah, I need you to chip in half. So I'm not out here struggling. I'm not stressed out. Like, what do you think, Chris?
I think that interaction showed a lot about why we're in the situation we are. First of all, she overtalked him the entire time.
Oh my God.
Which, like, I don't understand. Why do they think that's okay? Why is that an okay thing to overtalk men or just people in general? Like, why do y'all overtalk everybody? That is so disrespectful. As a matter of fact, I won't even deal with a woman that does that. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how good the vagina is. If you overtalk me, I won't even deal with you. I can't do it. It's so disrespectful, number one. Number two, she basically said, what I'm bringing to the table is my vagina. Mm-hmm. What? Bruh, you're too old to be saying stuff like that. That's insane to me. So you're a modern woman. You make whatever you make. In order for me to get you, I got to make 2-3 times what you make because that's the standard y'all have set.
Right.
Then on top of that, all I get from you is vagina. You're not going to help financially. You're not going to help with retirement plans. You're not going to do that. And let's be honest, you're working. You're making all this money. You're not going to be a homemaker. You're not going to. You can't. You're not going to take care of the home. You're not going to maintain the home the way a woman would in a traditional relationship. So I'm getting less and I'm paying more. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's absurd. It's insane.
At this point, man, like I don't be out here like, oh, I want a traditional woman, bruh. At this point, it's just like, dude, let's just figure out what works for us.
We need to get off of this traditional wave.
Like it's trash. It's trash. It's a wrap. People always want to go back to the Bible. Like, bro, Bible is not law. Mm-hmm. Like, Bible is not. What does that mean? Like, this whole thing that men are supposed to make all the money and women are supposed to stay home. Like, bro, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like it's over.
And also, I'm really tired of people trying to state what a man is. Like, well, I think a man should do this, a man should do that. No, a man should take care of himself first.
Right.
If he has a wife, his wife and his children second, but his self first. Yeah. Right? So the problem is women and even other men think that a man should take care of a woman first. That's the problem. And when you have that dynamic, when a man is on his purpose, when he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, so now you're not giving your woman enough time. So now you're not a man anymore because you're not giving the woman the time she wants or the attention that she wants or whatever. No, he's more of a man, actually. You just don't know what a man is. No one knows what a man is. No one's seen it. You know, she says her dad was a king or whatever. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. But a lot of times women have this idea of what a man is based on their father, but the father was doing the same thing that modern men are doing. My grandfather, my dad's father, these dudes weren't, they did not cheat on their women. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting no business out there. But the chances of these men not cheating on their women, this has been what it is for all time.
Oh, it's just the way of the internet now.
Yeah, it's been like this. Dudes having families. Back then, you got a family literally down the block. Nobody would know because the internet didn't. You know what I'm saying? But it's always been this way. Men have always wanted multiple women. It's always been that. You go to the Bible, people always want to use the Bible. They all had multiple women.
They got multiple
They
wives
all
in the
had
Bible.
multiple women. And you look at a lot of other
Pick and choose
cultures.
from the Bible what they want.
They want to
man.
pick and choose. But you look at other cultures, men always have multiple women. Most cultures, men have multiple women. It's only in our society that you're not a man because you can't keep it in your pants with one woman.
And in most of the world today, it's still that way.
It's still that way.
Still that way.
It's only here
So
and societies like ours.
So we're almost asking men to be biologically different than what they may be wired to be. You're so you. The question is always like, well, I don't understand why men cheat because you're asking them to be something that they're not. I mean, and I'm not saying that all men can't be monogamous, but I think that if we were just honest and had conversation, like ask somebody, hey, listen, like, have you ever cheated on anybody before? Like, what do you consider cheating, right? I mean, these are the type of questions that we should ask. And
men shouldn't be discounted for answering honestly. That's the problem.
You know what I mean? Like, I personally prefer to have, multiple girls. Okay, cool. Well, if the girl decides that she wants to stay with him, then she can do that, and then understand that this may happen, right? But then keep the dialogue open. Have open conversation. That's what I was saying about how men won't open up to women. They'll open up to their friends because they're afraid that the information is going to be used against them in the future. So it's like we're afraid sometimes to actually speak our mind because what we're going to get back is it's going to come back in lashes and it's just like I don't want to hear any of that. So I'd rather just not say it. Or maybe I have cheated. Maybe I do want to be in a polygamous relationship and I want to have multiple girlfriends or multiple wives. But I know you're not going to be down for that, so I'm not going to tell you.
They won't even have the conversation.
No, the conversation doesn't come up.
You can't even and this is the thing, right? Like we demonize polygamous relationships in America. We really do. Yeah. But the greater mankind does this. Like it's very normal. It's very normal. Why? Why is it normal? Why is it normal? It's just like in this society of America, we do things so backwards. Everything's against the grain. We even read backwards. Literally everything is backwards.
Everybody else reads right to left?
I mean, not everybody, but
text.
Huh?
Text. Some text does.
There's a lot of
Japanese up and down, right? Now?
What this man?
Japanese, don't they read up and down?
They read right to left.
It's right to left. It's just it's right to left. It's not left to right. We read backwards, and usually they use pictures. There's a lot like emojis, if you will.
That's why Mel texts like that.
Right.
Text like what?
Text and emojis and gifs
and memes.
Oh yes, because it conveys everything that I'm feeling right at that moment.
Right. It's because our language is lacking. But that's not the point. The point is everything in America is backwards. And if people don't start to understand that, we're going to struggle constantly, like in every aspect of life. We talked about capitalism. Capitalism's backwards. Competition has never helped any society grow and be bountiful. Never. It's not going to happen. It's terrible for that outcome. It's good for, cutthroat and having a hierarchical thing. You can have the lower class and the upper class, but it's not good for cooperation and everyone having a bounty. The relationships, okay, so great. We live in this society. Women think men should only have one woman. Okay, cool. When did a man sleep with another woman? Why is that the reason you should break your family up, though? Mm-hmm. Like, why is that the reason why your children are going to grow up without a father? Like,
because they've been told this is bad.
And the crazy thing about it, another thing I think women don't understand about men is when we have sex with another woman, it's not because we're in love with them and we want to be with them and start a family with them. Like it's usually way more surface level than that. Mm. I think women think men cheat the way women cheat, and we don't.
Women cheat almost with the intent of I'm ready to go.
Yeah, women cheat. This is a backup plan, or this is somebody I'm slowly moving towards. Men just it's more biological, it's more physical. It's completely different.
This is why a lot of times men will typically cheat with somebody who's not as good looking.
Yeah, they don't even have to be. They just want something different.
Yeah.
It depends. There's many reasons why people cheat. There's many reasons, but it's usually not at that level where, I'm going to leave my family. I'm going to go be with this woman. He usually probably still does love you, because I actually didn't understand cheating for a long time. I couldn't understand how someone could say they love someone and then cheat on them. I literally couldn't understand it until I
gotta
got
start
into
doing it
my
yourself
first
first.
long-term relationship. No, I've never cheated. I think it's funny though, because I know people listen to me and they probably think things about me based on what my stance, but I just have a very open mind. I'm just very open-minded. I've learned a lot from being open-minded and exploring ideas that are uncomfortable. And if you're not doing that, you're going to be stagnant in your growth in life. Like, not just relationally, but like financially. That's why earlier you said it's hard to make 100,000. I said, yeah, but if you don't work a job, it's not as hard. Because I just think outside the box. You know, I always look for solutions. With some girl, I was in a relationship with a girl that used to get mad at me because I was solution oriented. Like, this is how screwed up our women can be sometimes. And this is not just a woman thing. People always get so upset if you don't say, oh, it's not. Men are like that too. Okay, great, we get it. But you know, it's like you don't like a solution-oriented man? Wow, you're messed up. Yeah. Like, you should want a solution-oriented man. I'm not your girlfriend.
If there's a problem, okay, I understand there's a problem. Let's communicate about it. What's the resolution?
Right.
And sometimes resolution is just conversation. It is, you know, you opening up in a calm, clear, concise manner and saying, hey, babe, you know, this happened. I would like to see if you know, would change and do this, this, and this, right? When you do this, it makes me feel this way. When you do this, it makes me feel this way. And, you know, part of communication is talking and I say this, speaking in a way that the person can understand you, but also speaking in a way that they don't get defensive, right? You don't want to speak to somebody and then get them on the defensive, because as soon as you do that, they stop hearing what you say. And then the conversation goes from a conversation to a debate, then from a debate into an argument. And it's just like we spun our wheels, but we never got anywhere. So just sitting down and having a calm, concise, logical conversation with taking out a lot of the emotional intensity, but talking about the emotions is a very good way for people to communicate. And that's kind of a tip for women to speak to men. Don't remove your feelings from the situation, but speak non-emotionally. You can talk about your emotions.
That's not possible.
But don't, I'm just telling you, well, then calm down. Wait until you can do that. But calm down. Take your emotional energy out of what you're about to say.
That's not possible.
And then just speak about your emotions. Don't speak with your emotions.
They should write it down.
That's good too. I mean, it's at the end of the day. I'm gonna close my segment with this. If you are in a situation where a communication needs to happen, there's, you know, high energy, high emotions going on, then once again, the best thing that you can do is to take some time away, let things settle down, come back, and then speak once again about your emotions, but don't speak with your emotions. And if people did that, we'd have a much better way of women communicating with men and men hearing and absorbing, because a lot of times women say men don't even listen. Yeah, because we're toned out. We're on the defense. So
I'm gonna close it out by saying,
I close it out. You gonna close it out?
I'm gonna close it out by saying, women, please stop thinking that your man is your girlfriend. Number one, stop treating him like that. Stop assuming that you're gonna interact with him like that. That's a no-no. And part of the reason why women do that is because they don't get along with other women. And the reason women don't get along with other women because women are so out of line nowadays. There's
the medication and the
that plays a role.
Makeup. I mean,
that plays a role.
Oh my God, the hormones are so. It's terrible. Man.
Yeah, and so it's not a lot of it is not their fault. Yeah. Honestly, it really is.
But if you don't know, you don't know.
Right. But my point is, you have to do that introspective work. Why do I treat my man like my girlfriend? Well, because you don't have any girlfriends. You don't have any female friends you can trust. Why? Men always have male friends.
I got boys.
Like, you never hear men talk about, nah, I don't mess with other dudes. They just too this,
right.
They just too that.
And if you did, they'd be like, oh, you're gay.
Right, or something.
That's what another dude would say that.
It would be it's very rare.
I don't even know.
I've never heard a man say it.
I've
never heard a man say it, but women say it all the time. So you're trying to make up for the lack of your female group, you know, your friends and people that you can have those conversations with, right? Where you're just venting. You're venting. And you try to have your man do that, and then you get upset because he's going to be solution oriented. It's just it's a mess, bro. Like, and women have to learn how to be accountable for the role they play in their life, where they are right now, their friend group, all of those things. Unfortunately, you got to be accountable. You can't
with that A word.
You can't put it on your dude. Like, you're stressing the relationship. You're putting weight on the relationship that shouldn't exist. That's the reason why women have such a hard time getting along.
My man should be everything. He should be my boyfriend. He should be my baby daddy. He should be the person I vent to. I should be able to lean on him for absolutely everything. Well, there's a reason that you have multiple different types of relationships.
Isn't it interesting how in modern society people talk about marrying their best friend, but then they get divorced from their best friend? Stop marrying your best friend. Uh-oh, I'm going to get in trouble. Why are you marrying your best friend? You need to be marrying a man, like your husband.
A real man.
You need to be marrying someone who's going to play the husband role, not your best friend role.
Who has an axe in his hand.
You have another role. There's another role. Like, why don't women have best friends? You should have a best female friend.
Yeah.
Not your man. He should not be your best friend. That's ridiculous. My woman's never going to be my best friend. I have men that are my best friend.
Yeah.
People who have been with me, who I tell everything to, right? That I can vent to and I can have a different type of dialogue with, so I can go back to my woman better.
Because there's going to be things that you don't. I don't care how close. I don't care how deep your relationship is. There's going to be things you don't tell your woman, especially if this is your wife or someone you're looking to wife, because you want to protect her. As a man, you're always looking to protect. It's just innately in you. And there's going to be things that you're going to shelter her from, or you're going to shield her from, because she just doesn't need to know. Like, I mean, I have an ex-wife, which I have children with. There are certain things that my next woman, she just doesn't need to know. Like, it doesn't. Now, that doesn't mean I'm hiding anything. But when my ex hits me up and then just asks me out of the blue, "Hey, are we still friends?" Like, you know, or she hits me up at 3:00 in the morning on some nonsense. I don't need to tell my girl that. Like, why do I need to tell you that? So she can be like, "Well, I hit her up and let her know." That just causes more drama for me.
It's not necessary.
Like, I don't need you to know that. I can shield you from that. It is what it is. But I can tell y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so that's why a best friend. This is why that relationship is important. So you don't have to feel like men will shield women from things. Like, men, you should not be marrying your best friend. I like that.
Dude, you ain't never heard it.
No, I ain't never heard
That
of
came right off the top.
Yeah,
and I want people to understand, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with your mate. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stop marrying your best friend. If you don't have a best friend, like, don't make your man your best friend. That's a problem. You should have female friends, best friends.
Adults. You should have made connections. If you don't have connections, you can't keep connections. That's a problem. Like,
or you can get a dog.
Oh, here we go. Mel Sanders.
Hug somebody. I think Chris James and Stephen Michael did really well right there, man.
Yeah, man, we can rock out.
Yeah, man. Y'all painted some pictures, man. Every scenario y'all was going through, I was just like, okay, I see that. Ooh, I see that. I see that.
Over here, Picasso and Michelangelo out
yeah,
this
man.
piece.
Y'all killed that, man. We appreciate your insight. Yeah, so make sure y'all get some feedback. You know what I mean?
want your feedback,
we appreciate the feedback. So, Stephen Michael,
Hey.
love you. Chris James, I love you, man. But we will see you all next time. This is the Application Knowledge Podcast. Holla!
Peace.